In this video, we're going to talk all about Facebook strategy for real estate agents in 2022. Hey everybody, Katie Lance here, founder and CEO of Katie Lance Consulting, the Get Social Smart Academy, and author of the book Get Social Smart. It's episode 267 of the Get Social Smart show, and today we're going to talk all about Facebook for real estate agents in 2022. This video is going to really dive deep into strategy and how you can make the most of your Facebook strategy. Also, what do you need to know about Facebook? We're going to cover that here today. Tip number 1, have a personal and business page. I get asked all the time, Katie, should I have a personal account and a business account or both? Still a really relevant question in 2022, and my answer is I really think as an agent you need both. Now both operate a little bit differently, right? Your personal profile is not meant for business, right? We don't want to become the agent that just uses their personal profile to spam all their friends. We're not going to do that. But the personal profile, I like to look at it as that is a great way to connect with your past clients. Not that you have to be friends with everyone, but what a lot of the agents do who we work with inside of our academy is at the end of a transaction, they will reach out to their client. Maybe they'll send them a message on Facebook and say something like, hey Julie, I really loved working with you and your family over the past few months. I'd love to stay in touch here on Facebook. Now you become Facebook friends, right? We know when it comes to keeping in touch with past clients, it's really hard. If you've been in real estate a long time, it's tough to keep in touch with people over the course of time. So connecting with them, especially if they're on Facebook, again, you don't have to be friends with everyone, but it's a great way to stay in touch and to see things that they post that are important to them. Birthdays, celebrations, job promotions. And that's an opportunity for you to like, comment, interact with them, or even take the online offline, right? You see it's a past client's birthday and you could be one of the 50 people that writes on their page, happy birthday, or HBD, smiley face, or maybe you're one of the only people that calls them that day. That personal profile is super important to keep in touch with people. The business page is for business. Now let's be honest, in 2022, a lot of times when you post your business page, it's a little bit like crickets. You post one thing, another thing, and it's like 1 like, 2 likes, one of them is your mom, right? In some ways, your business page has become a little bit like a website. You don't always get the most engagement, the most likes, the most comments off of your business page. That's just the reality of how Facebook is working right now, unless you're spending a whole lot of money for ads, but that's a whole other conversation. But I still think it's important that you update your Facebook page at least a few times a week. Consistency is more important than ever before. So update it with your listings, with your open houses, and then also other types of content, which we're going to get into here in just a minute. One thing that's important to keep in mind is when you get Googled, Facebook is often one of the first things that pops up. So you want to have your business page updated with relevant information about who you are, the market area you serve, so people know who you are and they can get in contact with you quickly and easily. Tip number 2, it's all about video. Okay, so how do we get past the fact that sometimes on Facebook, some types of content resonate really well and some don't do as much? So Facebook has not been shy about saying it's all about video, and there's all different types of video that you can post to Facebook. There's Facebook Live, where you can go live. It's in the moment. We see a lot of agents who are doing this, especially during the height of the pandemic with virtual open houses, but that's still a great thing to do through Facebook Live. You could do market updates maybe once a week or once a month. You might even do a Facebook Live where you're interviewing someone, maybe someone in your local community or a local leader or someone in your community. Facebook Live by far is still one of the best types of content because it sparks a conversation, right? When you're live on Facebook, people can join in real time. You can comment and interact, and then others can watch the replay, which is really, really powerful. Of course, there's also Facebook Reels, which are short form video, 30 to 60 seconds. They're fun, they're playful. We've talked about this on our channel a lot, this idea of edutainment. That type of content is resonating really, really well. And you can post Reels to your business account as well as your personal profile. And for those of you already creating some vertical short form content, maybe you're doing so for Instagram or YouTube or even TikTok, you can repurpose those to your Facebook Reels. And then also when it comes to video, you can also share longer form videos. Some of the video we share to Facebook is longer form, 3, 4, 5, 8, 10-minute videos. So if you're really getting into a topic, you're really sharing some informative information, educational content around buying, selling, the community, that type of video content typically does really, really well on Facebook. One quick tip I'll share with you when it comes to video content on Facebook, always make sure you have your captions on. So Facebook allows you to turn captions on. A lot of times you might decide to embed those captions into your video if you've got a video editor. Often we use Rev.com. Rev.com is a great service for generating captions that you can use on your videos as well. So captions are super important. That way if someone's not listening to your video, as often we are not, I know I'm guilty of that, having captions super important. Tip number 3, post to your Facebook stories. So just like we have Instagram stories, Facebook stories is something that we think are more and more important. You know, if you open up your Facebook app and you look at your news feed, the top 1/3 of your feed right now are Facebook stories. So if you're already posting Instagram stories, you can easily share those also to Facebook. But if you haven't really dabbled yet into stories, what we find about stories is that the people who watch your stories are the people who really want to connect with you. You know, think about your own behavior. If you're clicking through someone's stories, you're probably connecting with people that you really want to kind of keep in touch with, right? Who do you want to see in your feed? So your feed posts are still important, right? You're posting about, on your personal profile, you're posting about family or hobbies or interests, maybe business here and there. Your business profile, you've got mainly business content, your listings, educational content, but your stories are kind of that behind the scenes, right? It's for me, it's, you know, as I'm out and about with my kids, or, you know, a great glass of wine or something crazy our cat does, but it's also behind the scenes, like how we film our videos or how we work with our Academy members. And so kind of taking people a little bit behind the scenes. Make sure you're utilizing Facebook stories in 2022. You can also add text, emojis, and really have fun with your Facebook stories, especially if you're in real estate. What a great opportunity to take people behind the scenes to your business and what it is that you do. Tip number 4, maximize Facebook groups. So this is one of my favorite parts of Facebook, and I find that I spend more time on within Facebook groups than just about anywhere else on Facebook. And this is where I think Facebook has really won the social media game, is Facebook groups, right? We don't really see that on any other platform, and Facebook groups are a great opportunity to connect with other like-minded individuals. So we see it, especially for agents, there's a couple different opportunities. Number 1, you might create a private Facebook group for your past clients. If you've been in real estate a long time, you know it's tough to keep in touch with a lot of people, and maybe you've taken our advice and you've reached out to your clients at the end of a transaction and now you're friends, which is great, but how do you kind of organize them? What if you created like a VIP group, like a MVP group of your clients, and at the end of a transaction you can invite those folks to that private group, and that's a great way for you to scale, keeping in touch with them. They're all in one location on Facebook, and now you've created this little community and they can network with each other, and it has become more than just that transaction, right? They become part of your kind of ecosystem, which is really cool. We've also seen a lot of folks really successfully create Facebook groups for their local neighborhood or community. And some of you might already have neighborhood groups, which is great. Even if there's already 1 or 2 in your local area, there's still an opportunity for you to create one with your vision, right? Where you can highlight the community leaders, the other businesses in your local community that are important to you, and where you can also talk about housing and real estate and some of the things that are most important to you. So those local community groups also really important. Of course, you can be a part of a Facebook group, which is awesome. That's always a great place to start, but if you have the capacity to also run your own group, really in the long term, it really does pay off. It takes time. Social media is a marathon, not a sprint, but those groups I think are really, really great opportunity. Plus with Facebook, there's so many options with Facebook groups. You can schedule posts for your Facebook group. You can look at your analytics. There's lots of bells and whistles, and it looks like Facebook's going to be rolling out even more features here in the coming years. Okay, tip number 5 for maximizing Facebook in 2022 if you are in real estate, and that is manage your Facebook, especially your Facebook business page, manage it through Facebook Business Suite. So there's lots of different ways to manage your Facebook page, and I am really loving Facebook Business Suite. Now, the first time you go into Facebook Suite, you might be a little intimidated. There's a lot going on there. There's a lot of different options. If you've ever run some ads, you can see some of your analytics. But what I particularly love with Facebook Business Suite is you can schedule your posts. Now, you can actually schedule posts for Facebook and Instagram right in there if you're active on Instagram also. But I love that there's a whole planner right within Facebook Business Suite. And recently, Facebook Business Suite is now suggesting when you should post. So if you've ever wondered, when should I post? When you go into Facebook Business Suite under the Content Planner, you'll see those suggested times, which is really going to help you plan. Now, again, I don't believe in set it and forget it, but I really do believe in setting aside some time once a week where you can think ahead. What's coming up? Do you have an open house coming up? Maybe Monday you're going to do a Monday market update, or Tuesday is a tip Tuesday. Set aside 20 or 30 minutes once a week. Go into Facebook Business Suite, schedule some of your posts that are coming up. You can also look at your analytics to see what type of content has done well in the past, and there's a ton of data that is in there that's really easy to access. So check that out. You can also download the Facebook Business Suite app on your phone to access that quickly and easily. All right, I would absolutely love to hear from you. Are you active on Facebook? And if so, what are your biggest questions? We would absolutely love to hear your biggest questions. Feel free to put those in the chat below. And if you're listening to this thinking, gosh, I really need to get a handle on Facebook and probably a lot of other things going on with social media, we have a great free resource library. If you go to katielance.com/freebies, katielance.com/freebies, we have a number of great downloads. We have a few all about Facebook and then other platforms as well that you can download, and you can start really implementing those into your strategy right away. If you're watching this video on YouTube, we would love if you'd hit the subscribe button and the bell button, as we have new videos that come out each and every week. And until next time, we'll see you soon, and I'll see you on Facebook. Bye for now.